So a couple of days ago, I was asked in one of the comments in my videos whether the Hermès bubble is going to burst because, as the commenter put it, it's exhausting trying to get a bag that I actually want. So I wanted to dedicate an entire video to help unpack that properly. So first things first, the numbers. Hermès reports 13 billion euro in revenue in 2023, and that was up 16% in constant exchange rates. In 2024, growth slowed but remained strong relative to its peers, and since then it's only increased year on year. Now, during that same period, groups like Kering were reporting sales declines. And it's really important to note here that the Hermès operating margins are said to be around 40%. And for reference, that is extraordinary in the luxury game. So let's now compare that to brands that did experience hype cycles like Balenciaga's peak logo times or Gucci under Alessandro Michele. Those brands saw dramatic spikes and then corrections. And Hermès doesn't operate that way rather. Their model is built very differently. They have controlled production, and on that note, they publicly say that they increase capacity gradually. So like leather workshops in France will open slowly, not aggressively. But they've also established limited distribution, so no wholesale, very limited outlets, in fact, no outlets, I believe. Strict price discipline, and of course, long client relationship cycles. So a Birkin isn't meant to be easily accessible. We can all agree on that. That friction is the strategy. And now the exhaustion part. Yes, the quota bag system has created visible consumer frustration. Secondary market premiums exploded during 2020 and 2022. But here's what's important. Hermès does not rely on resale speculation to drive its revenue. It relies on repeat, high net worth clients across categories like ready to wear, jewelry, home, watches. You get the idea. In fact, leather goods accounts for roughly 40 to 45% of its revenue, meaning more than half the business is not Birkins. So now, could it burst? Well, in my opinion, for a bubble to burst, you need overproduction, heavy discounting, financial leverage, and indeed brand overexposure. And Hermès shows none of those signals. And we can contrast that with brands that pushed entry pricing aggressively between 2021 and 2024 without tightening distribution. And those are more vulnerable. Hermès has raised prices, absolutely yes, but it's maintained scarcity and volume control. So that's strategic pricing rather, not extractive pricing. So now, could demand cool? Well, of course, luxury is cyclical by its very nature, but Hermès has historically proven resilient even in downturns, including post-2008 when it recovered faster than most of its luxury peers. So now the real answer, it doesn't look like a bubble. It looks like a deliberately engineered constraint system, which is very different. Anyway, as always, the lesson for the next generation of designers and brand builders: if customers are exhausted because supply is tight, that's real power. If customers are exhausted because price feels unjustified, that's fragility. Please learn and respect the two differences. Always, always build systems before you build hype. I'm Jalil, and this is how fashion really works.